बहुत ही गर्व और प्रशंसनीय अनुभव कर रहे हैं कि आज अंडर 90 वर्ल्ड कप का खिताब विश्व 26 का भारतीय टीम जीत कर आई है। और इसमें गौरव वैभव के द्वारा जो अद्भुत अविस्मरणीय उत्कृष्ट खेल का प्रदर्शन किया गया वो काबिले तारीफ है। उन्होंने इस सीरीज में 30 छक्के मारकर अंडर 90 वर्ल्ड कप के इतिहास में सबसे ज़्यादा छक्के मारने का रिकॉर्ड कायम किया। साथ ही 80 गेंद में 175 रन बनाकर 15 चौके और 15 छक्के के साथ ये भी एक विश्व कीर्तिमान है अंडर 90 वर्ल्ड कप के इतिहास में।
पूरे भारतवर्ष के लिए बहुत प्राउड मोमेंट है और हमारे बिहार के सभी वासियों को बहुत बहुत बधाई कि हमारे बीच का एक बच्चा और उसने शानदार परफॉर्मेंस किया है इस मैच में। 80 गेंदों पे 175 रन बनाए हैं, 15 छक्के 15 चौकों की सहायता से। ये एक अद्वितीय परफॉर्मेंस है, अद्भुत प्रतिभा है और उसके इस इतने बड़े परफॉर्मेंस के प्लेटफॉर्म पे इंडिया टीम ने 410 रन बनाए, जो कि एक तरीके से अनचेसेबल टारगेट है। और इस जीत के लिए पूरी टीम इंडिया को भी बधाई और खेलने वाले सभी बच्चों को बधाई। ये बहुत बड़ा मौका है। सभी क्रिकेटिंग नेशंस को पछाड़ के वर्ल्ड चैंपियन होना बहुत ही बड़ी उपलब्धि है।
All right, let's talk more about this stunning victory of the India Under-19 team. Joining me on the broadcast now are my colleague and NDTV 24/7 sports editor Rika Roy and also former India international Nikhil Chopra. Both of you, welcome to the show. Nikhil, first reaction I want to take from you only. When you saw this Under-19 team lift the title, obviously I think it didn't come as a surprise to anyone, but what a victory and a record-breaking 6th title really for the Indian team. Your reaction on that?
Incredible. I mean, like you said, Preeti, I wasn't surprised that Team India will go and do well at the Under-19 World Cup because we've got a history that we've always done well. Because the BCCI, if you look at the structure with the National Cricket Academy, National Centre of Excellence, they take care of the young kids, the emerging talent from the Under-15, Under-17, Under-19. You've got these various camps that are going on. The filtration process is so great. By the time these kids get an opportunity to go out there and represent the country, these guys are ready at the age of 18, 19, and this young kid, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, at that sort of age, he was ready. What he did in the IPL, first-class cricket, wherever he's got the opportunity, whether it's the A side as well, he's just gone out and taken that opportunity with both hands. Very rarely do you see 175 run being scored. But have a look at the number of fours, 15 fours and 15 sixes, strike rate of 219.
Absolutely. And you know, everyone is talking about the fact that earlier in another World Cup, it was Kapil Paji who scored that 175 in 1983. And now this youngster scoring 175 in 2026 Under-19 World Cup. But Rika, you know, the kind of comparisons that are being drawn between Vaibhav Suryavanshi and of course, we've had legends in our country like Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli. Very early on in his career, he's grabbed that kind of attention where people are comparing him with these greatest of all-time cricketers. Rika?
Well, Sachin was the original child prodigy and I am in Sachin Tendulkar's city, Mumbai. The Cricket World Cup is about to start, but before the World Cup starts, really the stage has been lit by these young champions, the Under-19 champions, and the name that's been talked about by everyone is Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Obvious comparisons with Sachin and Virat Kohli. When it comes to Virat Kohli, I can tell you that, you know, he is head and shoulders above Virat Kohli at the moment. He's gone past 1,000 runs in youth ODI. Virat is a little behind that, and also, you know, his strike rate is way above Virat Kohli. It's hovering around 150. So he has been a brutal force and a force to reckon in the young Indian cricket team. You know, we met him in New Delhi when he was there at the Youth Awards. He was being given the Pradhan Mantri Bal Puraskar for the year 2026, the only cricketer to have got it. So we met him, a shy teenager. He preferred to be away from the cameras, and I can tell you the cameras will come chasing him right now.
Well, Vaibhav Suryavanshi definitely has become our national obsession now, thanks to the kind of performances that he's been showing us, right from the IPL journey to now Under-19 World Cup. Let's go back to our experts now. And Nikhil, before I start asking you another question, I want to put up a graphic. In this graphic, we are going to compare the white ball cricket of both Virat Kohli and Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Of course, Vaibhav Suryavanshi's career is very nascent, very early, but just take a look at the runs that have been scored here. In 20 innings, Vaibhav Suryavanshi has scored 1,047 runs, and in 24 to 25 innings, Virat had scored 978. So Vaibhav has already surpassed that with 20 innings. The average for Vaibhav is 54, for Virat it's 46.57. Strike rate is what impresses all of us. Now it's at 156.06 for Vaibhav and 85.56 for Virat Kohli. So Nikhil, can I just get you to react quickly? I know comparisons are not something that we should be indulging in. Each and every cricketer is unique and they have their own legacy. I'm sure Vaibhav will leave his own legacy. But purely, on the basis of these 20-25 odd innings, what do you have to say?
Well, I guess if you're trying to read in between the numbers, first up, rightly said that even I'm somebody who doesn't like to compare, but just reading those numbers that you have on your screen, of course, he's got that sort of benchmark that he's looking to go ahead of Virat Kohli, but also the right sort of ingredients to go out and be a world beater. Like Virat Kohli set the tone, I'm sure, for Vaibhav. Virat has been his role model. Don't be surprised. Come maybe another decade or decade and a half, there's another young kid looking to beat Vaibhav Suryavanshi's numbers as well, because it's been all about strike rates. You look at some of our stars, from Rohit Sharma to Virat Kohli. We've had some fantastic role models. And prior to that, Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman. You look at the young talent that has been coming through. And the India Under-19 and the World Cup is such an important tournament for at least India and for most of the cricketing nations around the world, because that's what builds your nursery.
Yeah.
That's your future. So it's important to invest in your future.
Nikhil, I'm glad you're talking about the cricket nursery that India has nurtured, with all our bench strength being, in focus all the time. Now, even the Under-19 boys. What's fascinating is, and I was reading about this, that now you have a possibility that Vaibhav Suryavanshi can be part of the next Under-19 World Cup also. But as per rules, he will not get that opportunity. So there is a possibility that he'll be part of the senior team even before he turns an adult.
Yeah, I mean, it's important because, see, when you've been there, you've achieved that, the Under-19 World Cup, to go out and for some of these guys to play the another World Cup doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because this is your stepping stone, this is your platform. When you won the World Cup, it's important. For some of them, they'll go back to first-class cricket, try and make a place for themselves in first-class cricket in their respective states, do well. The boys then start competing against men. They hold their own, and then, of course, you go and play national cricket for your side, the IPL. For Vaibhav, it's something different. What Virat Kohli achieved after he won the Under-19 World Cup, he was given an opportunity straight away when he represented India. If you remember that India-Sri Lanka tour as well. So I see something like that happening for Vaibhav, because I'm not disrespecting some of the other players, but he's been a class apart in the tournament. So you've got to give that kid an opportunity when he's in that sort of form as well, because you're looking to nurture the next generation as well. So he should be given opportunities as soon as possible.
So, Rika, also, is that the reason why the kind of reaction that we got from Vaibhav Suryavanshi after the team lifted that Under-19 title was that, I can be not a part of this Under-19 team ever again. I perhaps will graduate to the senior team someday, but this is the reason why this title and this innings of 175 in the final of the Under-19 World Cup is so special.
Well, it is going to be very, very special because, Yuvraj Singh is one of his heroes. And dare I say that, when you look at this young lad, he looks like a cross between Yuvraj and Lara, though he has to prove himself being a Yuvraj, being a Lara over a period of time. But one thing I must tell you here and to our viewers also, BCCI can pick this boy legally after 27th of March. And why 27th of March? That's his 15th birthday. So under the current rules, if and when he turns 15, he can be picked for the national side. Of course, he's got an IPL contract long before he played before he's being picked for international side. His under 19 days are over, definitely, but he can look forward to being picked. And by the time the next selection meeting happens and the next, series comes along, Suryavanshi will be ready. It will be up to the selectors to decide whether to pick him at this point or give him some more time in domestic cricket to get ready and come into the national side. The big question also is, who does he push out at this point?
let's not start talking about that just yet, Rika, because we are moving a little too ahead of time. And there's so much of bench strength, so much of talent in our country. It's very difficult to leave people out and then include the new talent in the squad. Anyway, it's a headache for the selectors. But Nikhil, purely, obviously we don't mean disrespect to any legend when we start comparing this youngster with the others. But I want to read the tweet from Sachin Tendulkar. He's saying, obviously he starts off by complimenting the champions. So proud of this young group and the fearless cricket they have played. Well done to the entire team, including the coaches and the support staff. Enjoy the moment. And when you have a Suryavanshi, a timeless blockbuster is expected. So well done, Vaibhav. That is the tweet from the Master Blaster himself. Now, when we talk about this latest comparison, that Vaibhav Suryavanshi is the next Sachin Tendulkar of India, how do you look at it?
It's a little too early. I wouldn't, take both their names in the same breath, because Tendulkar, at that age, how he held his own, really, it makes a big difference. For somebody who's played 26, close to 25, 26 years of international cricket, the number of, hundreds, it's just a sheer longevity. Vaibhav has done an outstanding job. I wish him all the best, and I wish him that he breaks every single record in the record books, because he's got that sort of potential. But if you remember, not too long ago, when the way Virat Kohli was getting his hundreds, we said he's going to be the next man who's going to be breaking that 100 records in international cricket. But it's the sheer longevity. I hope he doesn't ever get injured. But it's just the sheer longevity to be competitive for such a long period of time, because when Tendulkar played, he was playing 2 formats.
Right, and I think the comparison can be inspirational, but in no way it can be an equivalent when you look at a legend like Sachin Tendulkar and a youngster like Vaibhav Suryavanshi. But the point that you made, Nikhil, go ahead.
Very quickly, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
What Vaibhav needs to do is speak to a Tendulkar, speak to a Yuvraj Singh, speak to a Virat Kohli, and also a Rohit Sharma. How do you handle all the limelight? Because don't forget, he's not even 15.
Absolutely.
Today he's being, literally compared to some of the world's best batting stars. So for things not to go to his head, he's got to be taught how to handle the limelight. That's the most important.
I think that is a very, very important point that you are raising, Nikhil. And we've seen how, early fame can really get to the head of a cricketer and perhaps end up spoiling their career. So, Rika, in the light of that, what we really need to do around Vaibhav Suryavanshi is show a lot of patience and also protect him. Because media can praise you, but can also be ruthless at a time when you start losing track. So it's not just about enjoying the fame, but also about maintaining that level of consistency.
Well, Preeti, when it comes to Suryavanshi, I have a lot of faith, because around him there are many level-headed former Indian cricketers, and one of them being VVS Lakshman, who's mentoring the side, mentoring him at the moment. And Lakshman has been with them for some time now, right through this campaign, from the beginning of the campaign. The one thing that he's told his boys and to Suryavanshi as well is to soak in the moment, but not be overwhelmed by it, because he knows what media pressure is like. He knows what the noise from outside can be like. So he is trying to protect this young boy. Also, his childhood coach, who's in Patna, where from Suryavanshi's career started, he is still connected to his roots, and he goes back to his roots time and again. His father, who couldn't be a cricketer, who's to travel from Samastipur on a bicycle to pick up forms of different cricket tournaments. He's also himself mentoring Suryavanshi.
Right.
So, I have a lot of hope that he will remain level-headed. He will understand what pressure is like while playing international cricket, and will
I want to take
accordingly.
that point to Nikhil Chopra as well here. Nikhil, the kind of mentorship and the kind of coaching that Vaibhav is getting, the likes of VVS Lakshman at the helm of affairs, they truly know how to nurture a champion like him, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the VVS, ever since also he's taken over the NCA, it's been fantastic. He knows a thing or two how to nurture young talent, how to grow the nursery of Indian cricket as well. So, he's doing an outstanding job as well. But he's not going to be with VVS Lakshman all his life. He's going to be leaving the National Cricket Academy, or he'll keep going, back and forth. But in his life, of course, things will change. All of a sudden, he'll have to deal with things alone as well. That's the time that he'll need a lot of help as well. Sometimes at that age, Preeti, it gets a little tough to be able to identify, to be hanging around with the right sort of group as well. You look at how beautifully Mahendra Singh Dhoni carved his career, because what was the one complaint that everybody had? That Mahendra Singh Dhoni is really hard to reach. Why?
Yes, inaccessible.
Because he just shut himself. He says, I want to be doing what I need to be doing, and I don't want to be disturbed, So that was his way of dealing with all the limelight as well. I hope Vaibhav finds his way, and I hope he keeps getting help, the right sort of help as needed for him to grow.
Well, I really want to take the final comments from both of you. And Rika, let's begin with you. With this title-winning performance of the India Under-19 team, I've been reading reactions coming in from different boards also. Yeah, you wanted to add something? I'll give you that time. But a warning bell has been
I just
sounded.
want to make a point here that
Go ahead, Rika.
We often get starry-eyed by numbers. 175 is one big number, but let me also tell our viewers that Ambati Rayudu had scored 177 in youth cricket, and we know where his career has gone, and thereby, when we talk about 175, we need to put things in perspective.
No, I think that's a very, very valid point, and I'm sure these youngsters, all teenagers, would do well to really remember the previous generation, which has been no less in piling up the numbers and impressing their seniors at a time when they were in the under-19 age group. So, Nikhil, final word from you really here. Whether or not we see Vaibhav Suryavanshi's debut in the senior squad anytime soon, but a warning bell has been sounded to everyone, every opponent across the board that, watch out for this talent, and you will not be surprised with his heroics when he enters the senior squad. Yeah,
without a doubt. It's like the boy all of a sudden becomes a man, and watch out. Hurricane, typhoon, storm in international cricket is about to be your way. So be careful.
Yes, he's at the moment, titled baby-faced bruiser, but he will soon qualify to be.
I wouldn't mind that title for him as long as he keeps getting runs the way he is.
Yeah, so we should be ready with one more title for him anytime soon now. But Rika, you're there in Mumbai. Any special reaction that you might have, captured there on this young talent?
I've been hearing from the cricket community here that we are still yet to hear from Vaibhav Suryavanshi about which format of the game he loves. Whether he loves T20 cricket, ODI cricket, or whether he will have a similar passion for Test cricket like Virat Kohli. And once he himself is able to decide that, I think that's going to be the next step. That's when we will know the real Suryavanshi and where his heart is and where we see him flourish. So that's one of the things that everyone is waiting to hear, and perhaps more in this city, Mumbai, which is the home of Indian cricket. And I have been at the BCCI office for the last 2 days. That's what everyone is talking about right now.
And you're the lucky one who's going to start with the World Cup campaign as well, as India plays USA in the senior squad. Today, it's the opening game. Thank you very much, Rika and Nikhil, for joining us on this special show.
It's a match.
Yeah.
It's a match that's been dubbed as Aadhaar card versus green card, and I'm waiting to see that here at the World Cup.
And I'm not surprised with that either. Aadhaar card versus green card. Thank you so much, Rika and Nikhil, for joining us on this special show, which is, of course, dedicated to Vaibhav Suryavanshi and this young under-19 team that lifted the title against England in Zimbabwe, a record 6th time. Thank you so much for joining us on this special broadcast. It was good to have you, and we'll get you all the latest coverage on the Men's T20 World Cup as well right here.